So first thing I need you to do, get to the beginning here in the book. So you'll need to make a line starting at 1, 1, just length 4. But before that, I want you to type a new set of limits. So type limits, and then type in 0, 0, enter, then 18, 12. So that'll be your limits for this, with the example today. All right. Once you've set up the limits, then make the line. So start at 1, 1, make it length 4. Turn on your snap or just type in the 4 units when you start using the line command, right? Okay, so the new stuff. Well, actually, let's leave that line there for now. Let's make a circle. So click the circle here. Doesn't matter where, just for fun. Let's make a circle of radius 2. Anywhere really. And we'll zoom out for a second. Let's do radius 1. Too big, I think. Right there's good. Okay. So the function I want you to practice today is the array command. So array will basically copy any object and array it in a grid. See how if you select rectangular array, it's going to create a grid type. So just hit enter. So as you can see, you can decide how much space between this is vertical. Oh, sorry. Space between the columns, I'll phrase it that way, is done here. So column space, and then over here we have the row space. Okay, so if I want only 1 column, you type 1. If I want a ton of rows, you just change that to like 5 or whatever, as you can see. Okay. So the array command can be pretty useful when you got to make like a bunch of similar objects. Now, there's also the polar array. One second, actually. Okay. So if you select this guy, press enter, you need to pick a center point. I'll pick the center of the circle. Then it says how many items you want to array in a circular fashion, right? So let's try 10, I guess. Change this to 2 rows. Okay. So right now they're all being in the center because I chose a center point. But if I choose 2 rows, it's going to go out this way. So if I choose 3, it should go out in a circular direction. So first row, second row, third row, right? So I can keep going, make a ton of them. You can also kind of grab and shift it a little bit. So you can kind of shift it a bit here if you want to kind of manually adjust. But anyway, so the array can be done rectangular or in a polar direction. Just gonna get rid of that. But it is pretty useful. We're going to use rectangular today. I just want to make sure we talked about polar. We'll talk about path later in the book. But today is focused on rectangular. So make sure you have this line starting at 1, 1, going out 4, And again, you have limits. Zero. Oops, what the heck happened there? 0 and 1812. And then hit zoom and type all, or click all on the bottom. So I've zoomed in to the location I want. Okay. Stop me if you miss anything. So once you made your line, I want you to array this. Select the object, press enter, and then choose only one column and 4 rows. And I want you to make the space between to be 2 for the row space here. Once you're done, press enter. Okay. Alrighty, so get you back to the real example here. Make sure, before you do anything, make sure your snap settings turned on and check that midpoint is on and endpoint. This other stuff you don't really need, but I'm gonna need these two before I start. Okay, so the main thing about today is, can you array and can you write text? So let's go write some text. Okay. So click on annotate. And down here, click this drop box and make sure it's on single line text. So as soon as you do that, and you have the option to choose what type of justify or style you want. I'm going to choose right justify, meaning it's going to text towards the right direction. Then I'm going to click the beginning of this line and pick a text height of 0.2, angle of 0. So now when I type, oops, I messed that up. Let me redo that for you, just since I went too fast anyway. Click the command, choose justify. I meant to choose left. So choose left, click the beginning, 0.2, 0 angle, so left. Enter and then enter again. So there, see how it was left justified when we chose that option. So now do it again, hit the text thing, this time justified from the right. So right, click this, select this section right here, 0.2, 0. So now I'm gonna type the word right. Notice how it's texting towards the other direction from the right. Enter, enter. Okay, so now try a different one just for fun. Let's try justify center, see what that looks like. I'm gonna choose right in the middle. I have the midpoint set up so I can find it easily. 0.2, 0 angle. This will be center, justified. So it's coming from inner out. All right. And you can also like adjust by right clicking. Let me see here. You double click the text. You can also kind of manually change it here a little bit, but it's a little easier to do it while you're writing, honestly. Let's see here, here's some other options. You can also scale your letters, so like kind of blow it up instead of retyping it. But anyway, you guys have any questions on how to text, how to make an array? Okay, you also have the option to do multi-line text. So you can create multiple lines at once. So like if you want to text the same thing in same places, you can position them in a windowed area in your drawing. So let's say I want to type it in this little area. Let's see if it works here. Care what it says, just testing it out. It's being finicky. Anyway, I think I need to set up a windowed section first, but multi-line and the array should be mainly what you need here. I'll mess with this in a moment.